Good day, my happy Filmerds viewers. Today we're talking about another movie. Welcome to the non-spoiler review of Brimstone. So I'm sitting here today with
Pim.
I'm Sander, and we're sitting here without Henk. And we're going to talk about Brimstone a little bit.
Yes.
A new film by Martin Koolhoven.
Dutch Pride, everybody. Yay.
Exactly.
Beware of false prophets who come to you in sheep's clothing.
Yeah.
What do you think? Yeah.
I thought it was... I liked it. I liked the movie.
Yeah, I have to agree.
Just to stick to the positives for now. I like the atmosphere, the characters, the build-up, the tension, cinematography. Everything was on point. Kind of a gripe with me is it takes way too long. Some story elements are going on forever and ever.
It was long.
Yeah.
That is kind of the same thing I have. I enjoyed the fact that they split it up into 4 different chapters. That's how the story is told. I like that way of storytelling, like having separate chapters, like kind of mini stories that tell one big story.
Yep.
But I found myself kind of wanting to move on to the next chapter every now and then, because it took a long time to get from A to B sometimes.
Some of the stuff was just filler. It didn't add anything to the story.
Yeah.
And the atmosphere was good enough to kind of keep moving forward. You don't have to reestablish everything again.
No, exactly.
Chapter.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Dakota Fanning.
Yeah,
Was kind of I think she was the main character, we could say, right?
Yeah. She's the main grill.
Main grill.
Yeah, she was good. She had her tongue cut out, so no War of the Worlds flashbacks for me.
Yeah. No, I think because you said just earlier that you thought the acting was kind of meh.
Yeah, I thought she could have done more with her facial expressions because of the lack of words, of course, or spoken word. And she did that sometimes, but not every time I thought it warranted it for her to be kind of...
She was kind of expressionless at some point. Yeah, I get where you're coming from, but I do think that it was more of a choice rather than bad acting. I think they did it kind of... She was kind of desensitized to all the shit coming over her.
Yeah.
I think other than her, I mean, Guy Pearce, Carice van Houten, Jon Snow. Do we have any other big names? I don't know. I think that was it, right?
Yeah, no recognizable actors, I think, for me. Anywho. But they all played like Guy Pearce's character, and his acting was like awesome. He was like really
he was fucking man. He was kind of scary, man. He was a scary dude.
He was really scary. Yeah.
Why do you let him do this? It's a sin.
Yeah, I had to adjust to the fucking Jon Snow talking in
with his fucking Southern accent. That was weird,
lady. Yeah, that kind of threw me off, and that was one of the only things that threw me off, and that's sole reason because of Game of Thrones and Jon Snow.
Yeah. For me, he's kind of. I don't know. He's kind of having trouble with his career, I guess. Kind of shaking off that Jon Snow character because everybody knows him as Jon Snow, and I don't know. At least for me, when I see him as anything else, it's kind of. I'm not looking at the character, I'm like looking at Jon Snow.
Jon Snow. It's also a thing. He didn't really change his hairstyle or beard or whatever. Yeah, so
true.
He isn't an entirely different. Doesn't have an entirely different look from the Game of Thrones Kit Harington character.
Very true. Yeah, probably because of Game of Thrones, they have to film the new shit. So he probably couldn't cut his hair off or shit like that. He's probably contractually obliged to keep like his curls. Yeah. So I guess
the other movie he played in, it was I don't know, with a volcanic eruption.
Oh, Pompeii.
Yeah, and he looked the same. So it's also kind of the role you pick, because those aren't modern settings, so it's less likely to have perfectly cut hair and no beard.
That's true. But yeah, it could have been a little bit. They could have diverted a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like the looks. I mean, it really was Jon Snow in a cowboy suit. You know.
Yeah, but
I think, because I want to talk about the story a little bit, but I think we really can't.
No.
I think if you say anything about the story at all, you kind of immediately ruin some of the surprises.
Yeah, because the trailer handled it pretty well with just showing bits of it, but not the way the story arcs or it evolves. So if we say something about that in this review, it won't be spoiler free anymore.
Yeah, exactly. So we won't be talking about that. I think other than that, I mean, it's I wouldn't say it's a particularly violent movie. There's not a lot of violence, but the violence that there was pretty intense.
Yeah, explosive and uncensored.
Yeah.
It also has a lot of traumatic experiences depicted. So I think that's most of
I think the thing is that the violence wasn't normalized. Like there's not like in a fucking
it's not like a shootout.
Yeah, or like in a Marvel movie where it's like a million guys all getting their heads chopped off, and all those guys that you have zero emotional attachment to. Like it's all like, if somebody gets fucked, then it's somebody that is there and you've built up kind of a relationship with over the course of the story.
Yeah,
and it's never just violence because of violence.
No, exactly. No. And there's a pretty big build-up towards the explosions of violence. So it also adds more tension and has more weight to it than just the Magnificent Seven shootout.
Yeah. Flashbacks right there.
Sorry. PTSD you again.
Yeah. I think maybe we should wrap it up then, because I really don't want to spoil it for people. It's really it's kind of the way it unfolds is pretty cool.
Yes.
So that marks the end of our non-spoiler review. If you want, you can also check out our other video in which we will go into all the details about the story. However, please don't do that if you haven't seen the movie, because it's full of spoilers, obviously. So for now, please like and subscribe. Follow us on all social media and stuff like that.
Every social media ever.
And then see you in the next video.
Later.